Hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Wowzers, I've got to have a chat to you today about the A-20. Now, I didn't do a video on this tank during the meat of the patch that we've just been through because the tank is currently broken AF. And the reason that you are seeing so many A-20s in Tier 4 at the present is because it's basically a Tier 4 T-49 light tank, but it's got armour. And its gun actually has good penetration for the tier. Wargaming kind of made a boo-boo with the A-20 in this most recent patch, and that boo-boo was they gave it an absolute bucket load of penetration on its HE rounds. And not just a little bit of penetration, a whole lot of penetration. How much? Well, suffice to say that the standard round on an A-20 in the previous patch for an AP shell was, penetration-wise, was 76. And the HE round for the A-20 in this patch with our HE shell went up to 95. That might seem a lot. That's because it is. And it resulted in a absolute riotous influx of A-20s in Tier 4 tanking. Consider that the entire hit point pool of a tank like the A-20 at the present is 470. The ability of the A-20 to fire just a 95 pen 200 alpha round is incredible. It's able to take 40% of its own hit point pool in one shot. And it's not with a bad round either. It's with a high pen round. Like, it's got more pen on its HE currently than it has on its AP. Insane. Freaking insane. Now, it is Tier 4, so you don't expect crazy stuff like this to slip past the keepers at Tier 10. But every once in a while, something nuts will happen like this. Vagibrag put forward the proposition that they were testing ammo racks and such at different tiers. And so they needed a gun that would be able to test that. So they put the HE round up on this and then forgot to put it back. I don't know if that's right or it's wrong, but I can tell you unequivocally that it is the most broken tank in the game right now. Now, patch 6.0 obviously is going to fix that, I would suggest. And the HE round will go back to a very comfortable number that is not ridiculous and super high pen. I mean, I've got to reiterate this. This isn't just good HE pen. This is really, really good pen for the tier. Nearly 100 millimeters of pen on a round at Tier 4 is more than you'll ever need for most tanks. The only tank that would possibly give you some worries is something like the Matilda. Everything else can just soak up a big dose of stupid alpha. Now, you can see that it created a lot of people running A-20s. And this is no surprise because Tier 4 is renowned. It has a real solid historical place for overpowered tanks. Wargaming nerfed the crap out of that tank you can see there. Both the tanks you can see there, Hetzers, not surprisingly, once upon a time, because they were super fast with super big alpha guns. And if you wanted to just run up your win rate in Seal Club, the Hetzer was the original Seal Clubbing tank. And it's quite ironic that we're seeing a game here with 3 Hetzers trying to deal with a tank that can just kick the crap out of them. I mean, how's your lower glaciers going? Would you like a dose of alpha? Have some. Have some and like it. And by the way, I have a turret. And I have light tank camo. And I'm faster than you. I just don't know what you'd be thinking if you were this poor bloke in the Hetzer like, thank you. So I didn't make a video on this when the patch dropped. I did do a live stream with the A-20 included, and I thought I'd wait until we were getting towards the end of proceedings before I released a video on the tank, just because like a bug like this doesn't need to be shouted from the rooftops. I went and played Tier 4, and I just found everyone was driving A-20s. A-20 was like the most popular kid at the prom. Everyone was jumping up and down asking for a dance and derping the crap out of each other. And while that's fun, it's also a bit rough on every single other tank. You've got to remember that these tanks are balanced specifically with with their tiers in mind, and they're going to be balanced up tiers and down tiers, and the A-20 is not balanced. If you run your A-20 at tier 3, you're going to have a lot of fun. Now, that is it's HE, right? So you'll get shots like that where it hits a module or something and it doesn't do full damage. And this is me playing Fort Despair. This is the Fort Despair special, by the way. I'm going to play a lot of Fort Despair here. And you're going to see, so we hit for 30, and then we're going to low roll again. And then after that, everything else is just juicy, fat, high rolling goodness. So I'm running 40 plus rounds of high explosive on the A-20 right here. It's an interesting thing because it doesn't have great dispersion, but what it does have is a pretty decent aim time because it is obviously a light tank, and this is the top gun on the tank. So, I mean, your aim time's 2.6 seconds base, which is not horrible. And it's certainly, you can live with it, and you can see here the rest of my team is falling apart around me, and no one else is moving up. So, me and Batman, I think it is over there, I'm just like, you know what, we gotta roll this dog and pony show, because we're running out of people on the flank here. They're just falling apart. So we're gonna move around here and start helping out. And boy, doesn't the A-20 help out. The mobility on a tank of this nature is obscene. Like, and to be able to... There's the second shot where we basically hit some track. Now, you've got to be careful when you're shooting HE to the sides. If you hit modules will take it, but take the damage. But, man, you ready for the fun? Here, commence with the fun. 196. That's a lot of hit points for that cruiser. Like, a lot of hit points. You can see the hit point pools on these tanks. Oh, hello. Yep, 187. This is amazing. Those are two. That's like running in a T-49, but worse. Like, this is worse. That's nearly half the hit points of these tanks that I'm firing at. Half the freaking hit points. I just want to make sure that I get a good shot in here. I don't want to waste it. Hanging out. He just turns. Don't have a lot of options. There's 4 on 5 left, but we are struggling a touch. Oh, hang on. Someone over there needs to be rebalanced. Yep, 102. We can do that now. Sleep, thanks very much. Things are starting to definitely swing back towards the good guys here as the A-20s do ridiculous A-20 style things. Well, hello. OMG, 2 static. You know what's 2 static? 2 static is not the A-20. This is ugly. And look, I'm glad this is being fixed. I'm glad that it's going to be touched up, because this right here is stupid. That's 178. Look, these are big numbers, and you're seeing tier 3 tanks. Like, have a look at the health hit point pools of these last 2 tanks. 217. Well, he deserves it anyway. He's in an A-20. I've got no qualms about that. Here we go. Yep, thanks very much. Just insane. If you didn't get to play around with this thing during the fun times, I'm sorry for you. It was absolutely worth having a giggle with. Just incredibly stupid. I mean, really, this is tier 4. And we're going to do RIP me, says Stuart. No joke. There was absolutely... Oh. Wow. Ready for this one? Panzer 38. Low rolling, high rolling, low rolling, high rolling. 215. We got a couple of bad rolls at the start, but gee, we've more than made up for it since. Let's see if we can get another dose of the good stuff in. Yeah, 200. That's 415 hit points in 2 shots. Fun, fun, fun. Until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Look after yourselves. Stay safe in the battlefield. Doing an NA live stream tomorrow. Hope you stick around for that. If you want to join in those live streams, join Patreon. That's patreon.com/Bushka on Blitz. And as always, stay safe on the battlefield.